This story is absolutely hilarious. Grace Randolph put up a poll asking people if they wanted the Snyderverse to return, and what happened? Absolutely, the poll voted for the Snyderverse to come back. Grace Randolph ended up eating a bunch of crow, and she was absolutely wrong. I love it so much. This story is fantastic. Let's get into it, let's break it down, and let's see exactly what happened here. So, Snyderverse wins Grace Randolph's poll, even after she blocked half the fandom. Yeah, so she blocked a whole load of people that had Snyderverse, that supported the Snyderverse, and even though she blocked all these accounts that support the Snyderverse still won the poll that she put out, which is even more hilarious. So what we're going to do, we're going to go over to X, check out the poll, check out a small video that Grace Randolph put up about the Snyderverse, then we'll come back over to this article and read into the details and see what happened. Okay, so landing over here on X, this was the poll that Grace Randolph put up. Seriously, do you guys really want the Snyderverse back? And then we have yes at 44.1%. Let James Gunn cook, 42%. So it just edged out by 2%. But bear in mind, this would be substantially higher for the Snyderverse if she hadn't blocked half the Snyderverse accounts. So it would be a lot bigger than a 2% lead. But yes at 44, let James Gunn cook at 42.4, give Gunn oversight at 5.8, and then the third reboot at 7.7. So yeah, she ended up eating a load of crow. She thought that the James Gunn was going to win out this poll, and absolutely he didn't, and the Snyderverse won. So another win for us fans out there supporting the Snyderverse. And Grace Randolph, well, she has to be a little bit more. She has to be a little bit more humble now towards the Snyder fan base, which is great. Okay, so in response to that poll, Grace Randolph had the following to say. Let's check it out.
That SnyderVerse poll really, just like anything with the SnyderVerse, it really just takes a life of its own. I was shocked that anybody would want the SnyderVerse to come back, so I decided to run a poll about it, and then
Hang on a minute, she's shocked that anybody would want the Snyderverse to come back. Has she not been on social media over the past month or so? There's people going crazy all over the internet wanting the Snyderverse to come back. What is she talking about that she's shocked that anybody would want it to come back? She's either doing this to bait engagement, you know, just putting out blasé statements just to get engagement back. I think that's what she's doing, because there's no way that someone in her industry with the likes of her, she knows what's going on with the Snyderverse. She knows that the fan base want the Snyderverse to come back. She's just engagement baiting at this point. She has to be. She cannot be this misinformed about what's going on with the support for the Snyderverse, saying she's shocked that anybody wants it to come back. Nah, she's absolutely baiting engagement at this point.
SnyderVerse fans, who are very well organized, managed to just edge out Let James Gunn cook, which is fair. Hey, I mean, you did edge out those votes, but thanks, WC, but I don't.
Look, when she says, oh, they did manage to edge out Let James Gunn cook, you can see on her face, man. She looks like, she looks so disappointed. She looks like she's eaten so much crow. She's at, you know, a nice slice of humble pie, and she thought she was going to be all cocky and correct. Oh, James Gunn won the poll. Snyderverse, nobody wants the Snyderverse, but it turned out that people do want the Snyderverse. Even though you blocked half the accounts and they couldn't vote, they still won, and that tells you everything you need to know. And she ate a big slice of humble pie, like I say. Fantastic.
Did edge out those votes, but thanks, WC, but I don't see the Snyderverse ever returning. I'll talk about it probably at the end of the year when we see who buys DC.
Yeah, I mean, the fact of whether it's going to return or not, that's another question for another video. I've talked about that loads on the channel. It all depends who buys Warner Brothers, what their plan is going to be. I mean, the bids are coming in today, I believe. Yesterday, sorry. Yesterday, the 20th, is when the bids came in, and David Zaslav's going to be going over the bids. And then probably mid-December, we'll find out who the new owners of Warner Brothers Discovery are going to be. And maybe they're going to put out a statement addressing the Snyderverse fans. Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll completely ignore it. We'll have to wait and see until the new owners, you know, are in charge of Warner Brothers Discovery. But yeah, that's what happened with Grace Randolph, so that's pretty funny. Okay, let's jump back into this article and let's break down some of the details here. So, YouTuber Grace Randolph posted a poll on X asking fans whether they want the Snyderverse back. With over 17,000 votes, yes led at 44%, just ahead of Let James Gunn cook at 43%. But there's a catch. Randolph has blocked a huge chunk of fans over the years, including us, so the group most likely to vote for Snyder wasn't even allowed to participate. Yeah, I mean, there you go. She blocked a whole load of these accounts that support the SnyderVerse, and yet it still won out. And like I already said, that tells you everything you need to know right there. Okay, a poll missing the biggest voting block. Randolph blocking thousands of fans effectively removes the SnyderVerse's most active online base. Even so, the Snyder option still won. That alone says something. Exactly, it echoes the sentiments of exactly what I was just saying. And we have the actual poll there, which we've already looked at, so we can just quickly go past that. Fans point out the obvious skew. People on X quickly noted that the poll isn't representative because so many accounts can't even vote in the poll. Despite that, the SnyderVerse still finished ahead of Gunn's DCEU. If those fans were allowed to vote, the margin likely wouldn't even be close. No, absolutely it wouldn't. If we went back to this poll quickly, so if the SnyderVerse accounts that she had blocked weren't blocked, if they could actually vote, I think this would be sitting somewhere around where it says, do you want the SnyderVerse back? Yes, instead of it being at 44%, it would be at like 75, maybe 80, or 75 to 80, around about there. And let James Gunn cook would be sort of around probably 15 to 20%. So it would be massively different if those blocked accounts could actually vote. So this isn't really representative of the way that people are thinking and the way that people are voting. So it's kind of skewed to take that into account. Okay, another sign of Snyderverse momentum. This comes as the Snyderverse buzz has been spiking again, especially after Snyder's recent posts. By the way, shameless plug, do check on my channel. I'll link a few of the videos down below in the description. We've been checking out all the images that Zack Snyder's been posting to Instagram. We've been breaking down the details and the larger Snyderverse movement, breaking down all that information about Warner Bros. Discovery being sold. So do check out those videos if you missed them. They're pretty important. They have a lot of important information. So do check them out if you didn't have a chance to see them yet. So, after Snyder's recent post, renewed interest from China, and the ongoing Warner Bros. Discovery acquisition talks involving Saudis, we've been told that Warner Bros. Discovery is sold. Oh, we've been told that when Warner Bros. Discovery is sold, Gunn is out and the Snyderverse will be restored. I mean, at the moment, that's speculation. There's no fact or hard truth to that. No reputable outlets are reporting on this at the moment. So, let's just keep our hype in check for a moment. If anything, this poll shows that even in a restricted and what seems intentionally skewed environment, support for the Snyderverse's DC approach keeps rising. So even when you block the accounts, even when you try and skew the poll in her own favor, we still won in support of the Snyderverse. This trend is going to continue to grow. It's going to continue to get bigger. Before we find out who the new owners of Warner Bros. Discovery are, the hype train for the Snyderverse is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and the support is continually growing every day. People are talking about the DCEU, not James Gunn. People don't care about James Gunn. They don't want it. They're not really interested. I put up a video yesterday about a potential trailer for the new Supergirl movie, and I can't help but fail to mention that when I look at the engagement and the views on that video compared to talking about Zack Snyder or DCEU, the video views on James Gunn content and Zack Snyder content on my channel alone is very indicative of how people are interested in Zack Snyder over James Gunn. It's just the case. Every time I post up a James Gunn video, it doesn't get that many views compared to a Snyderverse video. And that tells me as well that people are more interested in what Zack Snyder is doing rather than James Gunn. So, I mean, that's another referendum on what's going on with DC and the fan base. So, guys, you see this story here with Grace Randolph trying to skew the results, but she still failed and ate a bunch of humble pie. What do you make of it? What do you think? Leave your thoughts, comments, insights, opinions, and anything else you want to talk about regarding DC, Zack Snyder, James Gunn, or any of that good stuff down below in the comment section. Would love to hear what you have to say, as always. Thanks so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video.